Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back. So, how's the ice where you are? The ice has accumulated a bit out my window. You can see some ice on all the tree branches and starting to accumulate on some of the surfaces too. It doesn't look like a ton, so maybe a little bit more than a tenth of an inch, but it looks about right. I think the heaviest ice has ended up being farther to our north. I did take a look earlier and saw that there were a lot of power outages reported in the general vicinity of Mount Pleasant, so that's probably where the heaviest ice ended up accumulating. Um, but yeah, the ice event should be on its way out. I think maybe we only have another couple hours maybe of precipitation. With that said, let's take a look at our upper level chart. We do see that shortwave trough feature right here moving over our area that was, of course, responsible for the precipitation that we have had, and that is now moving out of the area. And as we head into this evening and overnight, we definitely see a more dominant ridging pattern start to move into our vicinity. And by around tomorrow afternoon, that ridging pattern will be pretty much right overhead. And we will pretty much remain in a pretty stable pattern for the most, pretty much until we head into Sunday, as we do see a pretty deep trough here out to our west, and it is going to start having influence. It is going to start having an influence on our area as we start to enter the jet streak that is associated with that, and we do see some spreading out of the height contours here. Let's take a step down to the 850 millibar chart, not all the way to the surface, but a little bit lower in the atmosphere. Again, we do see that low pressure system that is currently responsible for the current precipitation that is now moving out. And again, we do see that ridging feature that is still there move, across our area on Saturday. And then as we head into Saturday night and Sunday, we do see that other low pressure system develop. And there's probably going to be some precipitation starting on Sunday from this system. There's more than likely a cold front attached to this, stretching downward from here, and more than likely a warm front that is stretching eastward. Of course, we can't see that on this chart, but I'm willing to bet those features are there in some degree. Now going all the way to the surface, let's actually see that low pressure system that was responsible for our precipitation, or freezing precipitation, I should say. But let's go all the way to Saturday evening into Sunday. Look at the interesting portion. And yes, indeed, we do see a cold frontal feature over kind of to the northwest of Kansas here. You can see the cold air is kind of pushing downwards. And really, it stretches more northeastward. It's also impacting Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska. And we also see some warmer air slowly pushing its way northward towards our area in Illinois and Indiana, and a little bit of Iowa as well. So we do have a warm front feature that is stretching right in here, and a cold front feature stretching down here. What that means for us is that we'll probably get some precipitation, likely rain at first, associated with the warm front on Sunday, and then it is possible as the cold air comes in behind it, maybe there's still precipitation then, maybe we get some snow. We will have to wait and see. Well, for now, let's keep the temperature map on and zoom in so we can take a look at our highs and lows. For today, it looks like we are pretty much at our high. The highs are going to stick around in the low 30s. Maybe we get close to the mid 30s, but it should not get much warmer than that. As we head into the night, it will get a little bit colder. We may dip below 30, but not too much colder. And that's actually more of that's really more tomorrow. Yeah, that's tomorrow at noon, so that's not even a low. It is going to get colder as we get through the day tomorrow. The low, The low this morning is, or as we head into tomorrow morning, is still probably going to be in around that same vein, but it will get a little bit colder around noon tomorrow before it does start to warm up a little bit. So the high tomorrow is going to be in the low 30s, a little bit colder than today. As we head into tomorrow night, again, the temperatures are going to drop below 30, but should not get much colder than that, and they will actually start to warm back up as we head into tomorrow morning, as that warm front does start to push into our area. Now, speaking of that warm front, let's move through time and eventually get to Sunday to see what that might look like. Of course, Saturday, tomorrow, the weather looks clear. No precipitation in the forecast whatsoever. But as we do get into Sunday, yep, sure enough, we do see rain develop. And it looks like maybe some freezing rain farther to the north. Again, I think that is going to depend on exactly how far that warm front pushes. So maybe that's something to keep an eye on too, but sure enough, we do see rain build into the area. Now let's take a look at everybody's favorite colorful map, cloud cover. So again, the colors just represent clouds of different heights. So the blue is low level, green mid-level, and red is high level clouds. The darkness of the color indicates the cloud cover, or percentage of cloud cover. And right now, didn't really even need to look outside. It's cloudy, and this does reflect that. Mainly low-level clouds. As we head in through the day today and into the evening, it should remain cloudy. And as we head through tomorrow, it will also still remain cloudy. Tomorrow evening, still cloudy. And of course, Sunday, as we head into tomorrow night and Sunday, still cloudy. Welcome to winter in Michigan. Now, let's take a look at wind. Again, it looks like really most of the wind for today is already concluded. Maybe we get a little bit more this evening, or maybe up to 10 miles per hour, but even that's kind of pushing it a little bit. Overnight and into tomorrow should be relatively calm as we head into late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Some wind does start to build into the area. And of course into Sunday morning. But it does not look like much. Maybe 15 miles per hour at most. So now let's take a look at wind gusts. Now those are some higher numbers there. Again, it looks like most of the wind for today has already concluded. Maybe we get some gusts of 15 miles per hour later today, or this afternoon, late afternoon into the evening. Winds are calm overnight and into tomorrow morning, and then some wind does build in the area tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening. And as we head into the overnight hours tomorrow and into Sunday morning, we may see some gusts around the 20 to 25 mile per hour range. Now, I did also read a little bit that with some of the current precipitation, some potential energy has made its way up into our area. So there is a slight chance of a rumble of thunder associated with the remaining showers that are making their way out. However, other than that, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for joining me today, and I hope to see you tomorrow. And I hope you had a very Merry Christmas yesterday.